Hey guys, it's your girl Vijaya and I'm back. Actually, I've had a really long day at work and I'm super tired. I think I just want to go home and order a pizza, but really I know better. And I'm going to teach you a recipe that you can get on the table within 15 minutes when you get home from work, and it's incredibly satisfying because it has the carbs that you need, it has vegetables, it has protein, it has a little bit of everything. We're making pasta Puttanesca today. So let's get going. I'm going to be making a gluten-free version of pasta Puttanesca, and the gluten-free comes with the pasta. So the pasta itself is made out of rice and quinoa. And nowadays, there are many different options for gluten-free pastas. Some are made with rice and corn, some are made with rice alone. So it totally depends on your preference, and usually when you find something that you like, you generally stick with it. So if you want to follow me, I've got a pot of water that's coming to the boil, and I'm just going to drop this in here. Gluten-free pasta, unlike regular pasta, takes a little longer to cook. So this is going to take about 10 minutes to cook, and the water's already salted. And I'm just going to swirl this around a bit, and we're just going to walk away. And at this point, we are going to work on our mise en place, which just means everything in its place for our sauce. So let's go back to the table. The thing I love about pasta Puttanesca is its bright, bold, gutsy flavors. There are so many unique ingredients that go into it to make it taste extraordinary and extra special. So I'm going to show you some of them. We have Kalamata olives, they're black. We have capers, some garlic, crushed chili. This looks funny. It's actually anchovy paste, not exactly what you think. Some oil-cured tuna from Italy. Parsley, and the asparagus we're going to talk about a little later. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to prep these ingredients. I haven't done anything. There's no prep that's gone into it so far. I'm going to show you how fast and easy it is to prep all these ingredients so that you can get this meal on your table within 15 minutes. So as you can see, there are still pits in these olives, and I have to get them out. The best way to do that is with your chef's knife. So you're just going to use the back of your knife and gently crush the olive. And that helps release the pit from the olive. You see that it's going really fast. And it's just a matter of pulling the pits out. That little bit of crushing has helped release the pit from the flesh surrounding it. And of course you're going to discard the pits because no one likes pits in their pasta. Unless you don't like someone, then you can just put the pits on their plate as a joke. Alright, and so we're going to chop them up. I have about 8 or 9 olives here, and they add a nice brininess to the dish, okay? And so I chop them roughly because I like to have a little bit of texture in my pasta. I like to be able to see the ingredients. We're going to do the same with the capers. Give them a bit of a chop. And capers are a berry that are pickled. They also come cured in salt. If you get those capers, or those are the only types of capers you can find, then I suggest that you rinse the capers so that you get the excess salt off of it. It's just a clove of garlic. Hit it with the back of your knife. Peel the skin off of it. Just discard it. Okay, I'm just going to give it a big tap now. There we go. And then it's just a matter of running your knife through it. Super easy peasy. I'm telling you, like, we're halfway done with our prep. Okay, so I'm just going to... Okay. And everything else is easy. Do you see how fast that was, guys? You see how fast that was? Super fast. If I can do it, you can do it too. Let's go to the stove and start making that amazing sauce. Armed with my olive oil, I have a frying pan that's heating up. I'm just going to add about a tablespoon to the bottom of this pan, and my garlic is going to go in. Okay, and that's just going to sizzle up. I mean, what pasta sauce does not have garlic? Garlic's like the foundation to so many great pasta sauces. And you're just going to let the garlic gently release its natural oils and become fragrant. The moment that you can start to smell the garlic, that's when you know you're in business. And that's looking pretty beautiful. Okay, so I don't want my garlic to get too much color because then it's going to make the sauce bitter. So this is starting to gently brown up. At this point, I'm going to add my olives, my capers. And see that sizzle? I love that. There's something about frying olives and capers that transforms their flavor. It just helps release the olive's oils. Okay, now I don't know about you guys, but I like a little bit of heat in my dishes, so I'm gonna add a pinch of pepperoncino, just a fancy word for crushed red pepper, and we're gonna give that a gentle toast. And at this point, okay, see this? See this? Kind of looks like toothpaste, right? But trust me, people, you don't want to be brushing your teeth with this, okay? You'd be in for a surprise. Unless you're trying to prank someone, then it might be a cool idea. This is anchovy paste. Now, don't discount whether you like anchovy paste or not. It adds an incredible earthiness to a dish, and no one will ever be able to tell. So about an inch of anchovy paste if you get it in the tube. If you don't get it in the tube, then what you're going to do is you're going to put 2 whole anchovies, and they'll just melt in beautifully. Okay, so everything looks beautiful and toasty. I have a little bit of crushed tomato that goes in there. Not a lot, because the thing that I like about pasta sauces is that I wanted to dress the pasta like a vinaigrette would dress a salad, so I don't want there to be so much sauce. I don't want the pasta to be swimming in the sauce. I want it to be gently caressed by the sauce. So a little bit of tomato sauce goes a long way. At this point, you're just going to let it reduce. Tomatoes are very bright and red in color right now, and you want them to somewhat transform and for the oil to float to the top. Doesn't that look great? Now, last but not least, I like my Puttanesca to be a little more substantial, okay? A little bit of protein goes a long way, and I'm using some tinned, oil-cured Italian tuna. It's absolutely delicious, and as you can see, there's a little bit of oil floating on the top. That's going to add a brilliant flavor to this. The tuna goes in. Now, the dish that I'm making today will serve 1. But, you know, depending on however many people you have in your family or whoever you're feeding, you can add a can each of tuna for each person that's going to be at the dinner table that night. Okay, so I'm not crushing the tuna too much because I like there to be chunks. And you know what, guys? Guess what? Sauce is done. Yeah, that easy. We're going to walk away and let's come take a look at our asparagus and see what sort of magic we're going to be doing with that. Kind of noticed there wasn't a lot of pasta that I put into the pot initially when we started to cook. That's because sometimes I like to do 50-50. I like to go in with 50% pasta, 50% vegetables, because it makes me feel a lot better about what I'm eating, and I love vegetables, so any way that I can incorporate vegetables into any dish, you know, I do it. So the key with asparagus is great in this dish, but it has a woody bottom, and you want to get rid of it. And the way that you do that is by snapping. Okay, so it will snap where the toughest part of the asparagus meets the woodiest part, and sometimes it's harder than others. Sometimes it's easy, but you guys get the idea. So I'm just going to snap, snap, snap. Now you're probably thinking, what am I going to do with these? I don't want to waste these. Put them in a broth, make, you know, creamed asparagus soup. You can still use these, so don't discard them. And I'm just going to chop these into about like 1-inch pieces. And if you want to follow me, I'm just going to drop these in here. My pasta is almost cooked, okay? So come over here with me. It's almost cooked. And before I put my asparagus in here, because asparagus is literally going to take 30 seconds, no longer, I want to collect some of this starchy liquid. Okay, and I'll explain to you why we need the starchy liquid later. But we're going to drop the asparagus in, and now all you have to do is count to 30, okay? 30, 29. Actually, I'm going backwards. I'm sorry. Whatever. 28, 27, 26, 25. And I'm going to reach 1 in about 20 seconds. By that time, I'll have drained my pasta with the asparagus and we'll be ready to toss everything together. So just give me like 15 more seconds for this asparagus to get perfect, okay? I'll see you soon. So I've just drained my pasta and asparagus, and as you can see, the pasta is al dente, which means to the tooth. It has a bit of a bite, and the asparagus is nice and green and vibrant, but that also has a bite. So I'm just reheating my pasta sauce, and at this point, I'm just gonna add everything to the mix, okay? And give that a beautiful toss. So lovely. And as you can see, there is a lot of sauce here, but you know, it needs something to help move it around. And that's where the starchy liquid comes in, okay? This starchy liquid is from the pasta, and because it has starch in it, it's going to help the sauce become viscous, which means like a little thicker, but it'll also help loosen the strands of the pasta. So just a little bit goes a long way. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my god, I keep saying that over and over again. I need to find like another catchphrase for when I think something looks great. Help me out. What do you guys think I should use? What do you think I should say? Leave a comment in down below and let me know. You think this is looking good? I think it's looking mighty fine, people. So I'm going to pull it off the stove. We're going to come here with some tongs. And you know, the last crowning glory of the dish is a little bit of parsley. So I'm just going to gather a little bit of parsley. Give it a good rough chop. The whole world is vibrating right now as I'm chopping this parsley. And you're just going to throw a little bit over the top, a little smattering of green to put this dish over the top. Now tell me, how great does that pasta look? It looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? And usually at this point, I have a beautiful white plate and I start the whole plating process. But as I said at the beginning of this video, I am really hungry. So, I have a fork. This is the pot with the pasta in it. I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm just gonna dig in. Sometimes it's fun just to serve the pasta in the pan. Like, how fun is it? Get like a whole bunch of forks and everyone digs in. So I'm getting a little bit of the asparagus, a little bit of the olive and caper and tuna. Come take a look at this. Come up close. Come take a look. Because when I put this in my mouth, I probably won't be able to talk for a second. So here goes. Hot. Whew. People, I need to work on my eating skills on camera. Because when you're cooking live, things are hot, people. Whew. It is so good. Pasta is perfectly cooked. The asparagus nice and crisp. And you probably noticed when I was cooking the sauce, I did not add any salt to the sauce. That's because the anchovies, the capers, and the beautiful Kalamata olives have enough salinity in themselves to flavor the sauce. So just avoid that altogether. Guys, it's beautiful, it's healthy, and it's so easy. You can come home from work and put this on the table within 15 minutes. Again, if I can do it, you can do it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure to like it below, subscribe, leave a comment for me. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.